G'day guys, welcome to the channel. I'm here in lovely Orvieto, Italy, a lovely little country town up in the north of Rome. So it's about an hour and a half by train, and I thought I'd take this time while I have some time to myself and downtime to finish off the Athens video that I wanted to make. So my previous video was based around Mykonos tourist trap. Lovely place, just super expensive. And after Mykonos, I actually went over to Athens. In the beginning and end of that previous video, I shot the intro and end at the hotel in Athens. I was staying right smack bang in the middle of everything. Now, Athens, in compared to Mykonos, is a night and day difference in terms of vibe, but as well as price. Now, I forgot to mention when I was in Mykonos that smoking basically is just everywhere, right? I was actually in a bit of a culture shock because back in Australia, obviously smoking isn't allowed, and I started smoking again. Just for the holiday, I'm gonna quit as soon as I get back. But yeah, it's just everywhere, whereas in Sydney, it's not allowed anywhere. Even in Japan, smoking isn't something that's accepted anymore, and I've been to Japan multiple times. And you know, the Japanese love a good durry, right? So yeah, even them, they're starting to actually look down on it. I wanted to give you a showcase on Athens. As I mentioned, night and day difference. Instead of having the beach resort vibe, you have a city vibe. It's a lot more hood than what you would think. And actually, I visited Omonia, so Spanian. I follow Spanian on YouTube. He's actually based in Sydney, where I'm from. He's did a video on the worst hoods, and I went to Omonia. I found a few junkies out there actually shooting up, so that was fun. But Athens, great place, lovely place. People are great to talk to. And look, on the outside, you might feel like it's unsafe, and it is. I think it is in top 10 most dangerous places in Europe. Didn't feel like it to me, in all honesty. It was actually quite nice, and the food was mwah. Food was great, food was actually cheap. And that's the night and day difference, is you're going from a beach tourist trap luxury resort-ish vibe where everything's fucking expensive to a hood looking city on the surface, but in the inside, it's filled with a lot of charm. It's filled with a lot of culture, personality, and the food is amazing, and the prices for everything are really reasonable. Like a cup of coffee, maybe €2. Over at fucking Mykonos, you're talking €6. It's crazy. Also, I wanted to touch on the watch game as well. So, look, I'm wearing my Tudor Black Bay 54. In all honesty, everyone's wearing some heat over in Athens, man. Like, my favorite convenience store, top bloke, I bought a couple of vapes off him, but also a lot of beer, which was only like €2. But anywho, he was wearing a bluesy. Everywhere I see, a lot of people in Athens are wearing some heavy hitters, and for some reason the bluesy is most popular. Well, I know why, because the blue is part of the national flag. But anywho, watch game, it's a completely safe place to wear your watch game. Just obviously don't be a dickhead. Don't attract unnecessary attention to yourself. And you should be fine. But anywho, here are some clips of my adventures. I'll do some voiceovers, and we'll circle back here in face level to summarize the video. Alright, Athens, where to begin? Now, I was staying at a hotel called Athenian Foss, right in the heart of Athens. It was legit in the middle of everything. Great location. Do recommend the hotel itself. Okay, let's start off with the food. The food is amazing. The food is well priced. The food's not going to make you have diarrhea like in some Southeast Asian countries. And everything is just good, you know what I mean? Like, it's just good. Just keep in mind that it isn't the most upmarket place in the world. It's not the most fanciest place. If you are someone who wants the finer things in life, you probably will be disappointed. However, if you're not a snob, you will enjoy yourself. Outside of the food, the tourist attractions are worth visiting. However, I do know a lot of people where if they see one ruins, they've seen all of them. So if you don't want to do the entirety of the tourist walk, just go see the Acropolis, maybe see the Olympics place or the Temple of Zeus. I think to me, the Acropolis and the Olympic place was good enough. The Temple of Zeus, like legit, it was just some rocks that were there. Yep, there are history and things that's happened there, but
it's not as impressive as you might think. As you guys can see in the video, yeah, I mean, you can see that stuff in the Acropolis. Furthermore, the country is actually, or not the country, the city is actually quite clean. As you guys can see, I'm walking through a park here. The cleanliness is really good. So even though it is quite hood, and when you go to the city, there's people with face tats, there's people smoking up, there's, especially on Omonia, there's people shooting up. Don't go to Omonia, there's nothing there. Outside of the graffiti and stuff, it's actually quite clean. Like, it's not surprising, like, it is a established city, so take it for what you will. Okay, let's talk watch game. So I am wearing my Tudor Black Bay 54. The 54, as I mentioned in my last video, I brought it because it was a tactical decision. My travel insurance allows me to bring something under $5,000. However, I didn't feel unsafe at all here. Like, I know my partner kind of felt a bit sus because she's not used to places like this. However, for me, it's kind of like red fern back home, right? It's kind of like a giant red fern. But even then, red fern's not that bad anymore, so, take it for what you will. But for me, it was safe, so you should be fine. There's many people there with kids, right? Families, mums, dads, taking 1, 2, 3 kids around town. If it's safe enough for them, it's safe enough for you. So in terms of the watch game, bring whatever you want, man. Just ensure it. Don't tempt fate. That's my saying every time someone asks me the question: is it safe to take your watch overseas? Just don't tempt fate. Just ensure that stuff. So overall, my rating for Athens would be a strong 9 out of 10, 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I only had one angry moment, and that was at a restaurant called Fidel. Mainly because the food fucking sucked, and we ended up paying €100. It's like some fancy gastronomy place, and there was a hair in the fucking food. I was there for like 3.5 hours. It was awful. Otherwise, everything else was amazing. Can't complain about anything else. Also, final notes, is it worth buying a watch here in Athens? My answer is no, like with any other place in Europe. If you're from Australia, just buy it back home in Australia. It's not worth buying it here. You're going to get pumped with a, 24% tax increase. And even at duty free at the airport, it just wasn't worth buying any watches here. So take that for what you will. Otherwise, that's the video. Let's get back to face level to summarize this video.
So to summarize Athens, lovely place. When you first land, you might feel a bit unsafe if it's the first time that you're going there. Don't worry about that, just focus on the beautiful side of it. Sure, there are graffiti everywhere. There's smoke shops everywhere. Everyone's just, quite loud in a sense. But don't worry about that. The place is actually very charming. There's a lot of character there, a lot of soul and passion. Most places that we went to was actually great. There's only one restaurant that we went to that I absolutely hated because it was like fucking €100 and the food was dog shit. I would be happy with a $3 moussaka, in all honesty. I'm not a high class person, but that place, Anywho, Athens, to summarize, it's a beautiful place. There's lots of great touristy stuff to look at. Food's great. And the convenience clerk, my favorite guy, who I was calling him boss, and he was like, no. You're the boss. The person with the money is the boss. I'm like, oh, whatever. But he actually made a quote. And the quote was, Greece is the land of the free. And I believe him, man. Like, I absolutely, truly believe him. When I was there, I felt free. And that's the feeling that a holiday should all be about, right? Like, if you go on holiday, you want to feel free. And, Athens was great. Loved it. And while I was there, Giannis Antetokounmpo was there. I got a chance to see him. Giannis from the Milwaukee Bucks was there with his brothers. He was at his store, Antetokounmbros. And long line of kids trying to get their jerseys signed. I wasn't going to line up for that, but you know what? It was a great experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm here in Orvieto. I was actually in the Amalfi Coast and Naples most recently. So I was at Naples, Amalfi Coast. Back to Naples. I was at Rome yesterday, now I'm at Orvieto, and I'm going back to Rome tomorrow. So, a lot of videos to catch up on. I'm actually outside in the balcony again, as you guys can see. The whole of last week was supposed to be thunderstorming, but I was actually lucky here in Italy. Though, to all those people as well who've sent me showcase requests, I will get back to them. When I'm back in Sydney, I'll just do them in the order of the earliest to the latest. I haven't forgotten. I have about 8 or 9 of them to do. But
that's the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And here's another final shot of this beautiful wine resort in Orvieto. And I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, fuck, the thunderstorm's coming. All right, see ya.